What are the live draw protocols and what steps are followed if the machine stops?
So we replace the machine, we fill in a new ball set, and then we start the draw again. And everybody can see it.
Hello and welcome to the Millionaire Podcast. I'm your host, Maradona, and today we have a lottery expert with us, someone who knows the world of lotteries like no other. He's one of the only 3 lottery game designers in the world with 30 years of experience in the industry. We have with us Mr. Ralph C. Martin, and he's here to share his insights on Millionaire, the only global green lottery in the world with a green initiative called Oasis Park. Welcome, Mr. Ralph C. Martin, and thank you so much for joining us today on today's episode.
Thank you, Maradona, and a wonderful introduction, actually. And I'm happy to be here. And let's see what kind of questions we have or what kind of topics we are talking about today. Hopefully, it's interesting for everybody.
Yeah.
And I do my best to answer the questions and to give some insights. And, out of my 30 years of experience, obviously, there's a lot to talk about.
Given with that introduction, I think the topic for today is very interesting. What are the live draw protocols and what steps are followed if the machine stops?
Now, that's actually a really interesting question because we are still working with these mechanical machines, right? I mean, we are using at OMillionaire, obviously, a live draw.
Yeah.
And it's a machine that everybody can see, like on social media where we broadcast it or stream it. And that's different, obviously, to, let's say, these AI or RNGs, like where computers are generating the winning numbers. Now, this makes it even more interesting for the people to watch because if they understand that the security that's behind it, and as you just asked, like the protocols behind it, makes it much more like visible, like if something happens or if something goes wrong.
It's more transparent.
Absolutely. And this is like what the live draw should be about, right?
Yeah.
And as far as I understand, OMillionaire is the only live draw in the region, in the Middle East.
Yes.
You should know because you're the host, right? So
Yeah.
without you, I mean, this is a big issue. I mean, what's happening if you're not there?
Yeah.
So somebody has to do it, I guess. I mean, hopefully, so far, you never missed a show, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know that?
I have not missed a single show.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to always be there. And yeah.
See, for the audience, I mean, that means like he never has a vacation at all. Being a little bit more serious. Before, we had this in a different podcast before, like the issue, what's happening, how do we select the machines, and how do we make sure the balls are not manipulated and stuff like that. So this is a different podcast we recorded before. And I think it's really interesting also to understand that the balls, like we measure the weight, we do like the size, of course, and all this kind of stuff. We're testing the machines. And I brought today this plan, this protocol, actually, this draw process contingency plan, where we have like more or less like 10 points, what to do like when things are going wrong.
Yeah, we would like to hear some of them.
If, as I just said, if the balls are failing, for example, in this testing before, like
Before the draw.
before the draw.
Okay.
So you have to understand there is like some representative from the insurance company and also like supervisors. They are doing these. We have like different ball sets, and they are doing the measurement. They're doing like there is a scale, so they put it on the scale. It has like, all the balls have to be the same weight. If something is different weight, I mean, obviously it shows red, and then
each ball is weighed.
Yes, each ball, every time, every show before. So we select like randomly one of the ball sets, and then we just measure the balls on all this is size, of course, like
Okay.
the ball is going through this little hole,
Yeah.
and then so a size might change the odds. So that's
Yeah.
what we don't want to do.
Wow.
So there's a coach that's doing this. Now, if something goes wrong with this testing already,
Mhm.
then the protocol says like we have to choose another ball set.
Okay.
So that's the easiest way, and this is not, these kind of things are behind the scene, before even the show starts, right?
Yeah.
And then, for example, what we do is like, we are doing the testing. There's always a testing.
Okay.
So the machine runs 5 times before the live draw.
Okay.
And during this time, nobody else but this special representative is allowed to touch the machine.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And you've seen that usually with some gloves on.
Yeah.
So it's not,
Always.
the balls are not getting sticky and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And so again, this is like, people don't see it, but this is just to make sure that nothing happens to the machine and to the balls, and like when they put the balls in the machine.
Okay.
What could happen is like the machine is not working. At this point, it doesn't matter. We can change the machine again, or first we can examine the machine and see like if it's just like some fuse that blew or whatever it is. But we can also change the machine, right? Because still we have time for the live draw, and sometimes like, for example, the balls get stuck. Again, we can fix it. Again, we can change the machine. And everything is fine so far. But when we start with the 5 draws, the test draws, it should work perfectly.
Okay. And what if the machine stops during the draw?
Now, that's a different story. If the machine stops during the live draw and everybody can see it, then obviously you have to take over.
Yeah.
That's your
I've
job.
been given a protocol.
Yeah, exactly.
The way to address the issue, even if it's live, call the inspector, the insurance team, and they'll fix it and we'll restart it again.
Right. So there are different ways of stopping, let's say.
Correct.
For example, the machine got stuck somehow and the ball is not coming out. For example, it's stuck somewhere in the mechanism, like, that. In this case, for example, we would live change the machine.
Okay.
So we would, the balls that are out there, basically they are void. We start a completely new draw.
Yeah, it's a complete restart.
So we replace the machine, we fill in a new ball set, and then we start the draw again. And everybody can see it. It might take whatever, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes to set it up. But this is live. People can see what's going on. It's not like, like cut the video and then go on with it or whatever. No, it's real life. They can see. And that's really important. But it's also important for the people to understand that we have to basically repeat the complete draw. A different story is if the machine goes off because of, let's say, electricity failure.
Okay.
Somebody, whatever, like stepped on the
if there's a
power
short
cord or
circuit
whatever,
or if it's
like a fuse blew or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because then the machine can still operate as soon as it has like the power again. And that's a different story because, again, it's live, right? We try to fix it in front of everybody. But let's say, there are 4 balls already out. Now we have the power again.
Okay.
So we set the machine that we need like 3 more balls to have like the 7.
Okay.
And then basically you start the machine again. And to these 4 balls, we have like 3 more coming out.
Wow.
This is really, something that is important for the people, of course, to understand. And then, but in this case, the good news is like the numbers already out stay out.
Okay. The bug.
Versus the first version, we repeat the complete draw.
Perfect. And are there any other protocols that we would like to
Yeah,
share?
then if let's say it starts even with the people are not showing up,
Okay.
right? I mean, so we need replacement for this, or find out what's happening. But it can be like, for example, that we cannot, or the power is off for the draw itself. I mean, we are playing this, or people can see it, and then something goes wrong with the streaming.
Okay.
So what's happening is that the production company is basically doing the whole draw,
Okay.
and even so the people cannot see it. We might inform everybody, like on social media, of course, like that some technical issues occurred, but we record the whole draw, and then the next moment, or whenever it's working again, we just stream it, and you can find it on social media, the whole draw all together.
Wow. We also have another interesting request from one of our followers. Can we see the live stream on the website itself in future?
Well, yeah, we are working on this. I mean, to have it on like a window, like where you just click on basically on our domain and on the website.
Wow.
Right now, I mean, it's YouTube and
Facebook and
it's
Instagram.
Facebook and Instagram, yes, correct. So I mean, we have like 3 main channel, and hopefully we have our own window, draw window on our thing.
Perfect. And I have one more question from one of our audiences, Mr. Sheikh Tayab Nawed. It's a very long question. He's like, I watched yesterday's podcast and he was shocked to listen that the grand prize will be split in 25 years. So he's a little apprehensive because he's a regular buyer. He's seen other draws that are just shut down or swept away. And what if someone wins and Millionaire will not be there? If you want to keep the charm alive, can you make announcements and give the grand prize in one go if someone wins? And in your website, there is no way written that the prize is given over a period of 25 years. He wants all the amount right now.
In our case, it's sorry to say, but it's not possible. We cannot give it out in one go, because what's happening is like these the grand prize or the big jackpots are usually insured by insurance companies.
Correct.
Which answers already the question, because that means like if somebody wins the grand prize or the jackpot, even if the company OMillionaire is not existing anymore, which, sorry to say, it will never happen, because we want to do this for the next 100 years. But just in case somebody is afraid, then obviously the insurance company is taking over. I mean, the money is not coming from OMillionaire, it's coming through the insurance company. So the winner is getting his regular payments over the 25 years. So no worries about that. It's covered. So, I mean, this is like, this is really important to understand. So it's not like you rely on the existence of the company itself. No, at this point, when we have a winner, it's going basically to the insurance company and they pay out on a regular basis.
So there you go.
He's safe.
Yeah. So there you go, Mr. Tayab Nawid. Be rest assured, this will not happen. And yes, there's a reason also. If you've seen the podcast in the previous episode, it states why it's split into so many years. There's a solid, valid reason behind it. Well, thank you so much for answering these questions in today's episode.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
And join us again on another episode of the Millionaire Podcast. Till then, keep your questions coming. We'll be happy to answer right here on the Millionaire Podcast.
Yes, and I'm happy to come, and I hope we get like much more questions, interesting questions and concerns from our players and from our viewers. And yeah, please feel free to send it to our support team, and I'm happy to answer all the questions.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And
you can't win if you don't play.
Thank you.